Well, would you look at that? These maps are getting rather articulate and colorful and easy to identify, and... That background's almost a perfect duplicate on top of the screen. There's a few lines are moved, but like that, in particular, it stands out to me how that ship is perfectly identically placed on the top left and the top right. Alright, new Citadel. Let's walk around and explore a little bit.
Enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies.
But you're on the Normandy, right? I saw it dock. It was last seen on Earth. Did Commander Shepard escape? She did, didn't she? So why would she be here unless she's seeing the Council?
Ma'am, I can't talk about that.
You don't have to. Commander Shepard!
Well, someone's on to us. But hey, the good news is that it's not that one person I've already punched once. So we're off to a good start.
What's going on here?
Commander, just who I was looking for. Diana Allers, Alliance News Network. I think we can help each other.
I don't have the greatest track record with reporters.
I know, and it hasn't exactly endeared you to a galactic audience. But that can change. I'm a military reporter with the show called Battlespace. We're carried on just about all Council planets. My producers want me embedded on a human ship, and I want that ship to be the Normandy.
Why would I want that?
Wars can be won or lost in the editing room, and this war needs to be won. I've got Alliance security clearance and operate without a crew. You get veto power over the segments I file. Can you handle an arrangement like that? Or do I keep looking?
Alright, Jessica Chobot, you are firmly in the uncanny valley. Bit of a step down. Previous game, we got that girl from Chuck. This game, we got that girl from IGN.
Tell your producers yes for now. We'll see how it works out. Report to the ship as soon as possible. Any questions?
How much gear can I bring?
1 footlocker.
Aye, aye, Commander.
I'll go for whatever resources I can to try to make this whole thing work, but the idea that I'm still trying to convince people to even listen to me at this point is starting to feel weird. We got a war asset! The game hasn't really explained those yet. We'll get to that when I get back on the ship. Which I've done some research, and when I get back on the ship, I'll have a chance to respec my character. So looking forward to that, so I can take points out of throw and put that towards other things. I think it's supposed to cost 5 grand. Oh, I've got 35 grand right now, so that's not too bad. It might... I don't know if it pre-applied points because I was a certain level, or if it pre-applied points because the game was technically starting on narrative difficulty until I changed it. I don't know which one it was, but it spent me some points, and I'm not about to replay the last 2 hours of the game, so I'll go for the respec option. Hey, Avina, you're looking slightly more solid than before.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to the Citadel. This is Docking Bay D-24. Note that due to recent events, official identification and weapons permits may be requested by CSEC personnel for routine verification.
Any other important areas I should know about?
Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. If you wish to contact your species' official Citadel representative, please go to Citadel embassies. For medical needs, the Presidium offers leading-edge care at the Huerta Memorial Hospital. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
What's with the heightened security?
New screening fields have been added in order to speed up processing at the security stations in each docking area. Citadel security screening technology uses highly advanced biometric authentication systems developed by the Certa Foundation. Please note that any attempt to circumvent Citadel security measures will result in immediate incarceration.
What else is in the area?
You are standing in docking area D-24. According to your biometrics file, you are cleared to access further information about this bay. This is the airlock currently assigned to the Systems Alliance ship Normandy. If you look out the bay window, you can see one of the many magnificent vistas for which the Citadel is renowned.
What about that room over there?
The waiting area is for those who wish to speak to our new arrivals. It is located next to security processing.
That's all.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
So when we first saw Avina, I immediately compared her to Cortana for some semi-obvious reasons. And I'm interested in the fact that her development as a model has continued to follow the same course as Cortana, all the way down to the part where they both start off as super semi-translucent shapes, where they're just like a series of floating panels that make up the semblance of a body, with a whole bunch of empty space throughout the whole thing. There's a lot of negative space. And then by the time you reach the third game, Halo 3 or Mass Effect 3, it's just straight up a 3D model that just looks like a person that's shiny. It's weird. It's like, technically it's more complicated looking and probably harder to run in the video game, but also they just notably get less hologram-like. Like, she just looks like a person who's standing in front of me that's wearing a weird Rorschach-style, like, moving texture thing on her body. Whereas in the first game, she looked like a weird translucent thing where she just had a few panels of glowing things that suggest a vague shape, but a lot of it was empty floating space. And Cortana made the same shape change to the point where by the time you get to like Halo 4, Cortana's just a really pale lady that has some computery stuff on her. Whereas in Halo 1, she's like not even vaguely human.
Say not to depend on comms.
I'll leave vid messages then, and you can do the same.
Well, they said that due to concerns about signal congestion, we're supposed to avoid sending messages at all. They're trying to keep war data coming through, so every data packet counts.
So, how am I supposed to talk with you then?
It's okay, everyone's gonna die. Just get used to that idea. So you're a dead end? The viewing deck. So you can see down one deck, yeah, into a place that's conspicuously lacking in human beings or any type of people. Is there supposed to be a ship down? Oh, that must be a place where ships can go, right? There's no wall there connecting. What? No, it really seems like there's supposed to be more planet, more floor and stuff over there. Yeah, there's no walls. That's weird. Whoa, I don't think that's supposed to look like that. I wonder if it failed to load or if it always looks that way and you're just not supposed to go all the way to the specific corner and look down. But you can see straight through to the Presidium down there. Weird. Oh, that's super weird. You can't see the Presidium around here. Mostly because it's empty space. Huh. Interesting. I do like that they're moving now. Because I pointed out multiple times in the first two playthroughs that they just never move. Yeah, you're supposed to see it from this perspective. I think that's supposed to be outer space, technically, right below here, not the Presidium, but I could be wrong. Hey there. Huh. No interactions here, just a whole lot of Turians in blue. Oh, this is neat. It's a good way of expressing how much scale there's supposed to be to this place. You have just ongoing... Yep, in all directions you just have a whole bunch of places that infer that there's tons of platforms just like this one that all have their own little shuttles and so on. Can I use the shuttle yet? I probably can later.
Welcome,
Alright.
Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
Right, we've got this, which probably nullifies the need for shuttles. Welcome back to elevators! We'll go to the hospital first. I'll check on Ashley first. It's a good loading screen. It's good for establishing what the Citadel looks like and the Presidium. Even though we've seen it a few times, although it was severely diminished in the second game compared to the first game. I like how crowded and lived in these places look. Because the Presidium in the first game was cool in that you could explore it.
The nurse tells me you've refused to bathe and you only want to talk to another Asari.
Yes? Can I have a gun?
I'm sorry, no.
Maybe I could be transferred to another hospital then. Someplace unsecured. I could have a gun then, right? And no humans. Wherever you transfer me, it shouldn't have humans.
The humans are our allies. You don't trust them?
No, it's not that. How are my eyes? What color are they right now?
Maybe you could tell me what happened.
That's rough. And a great detail for here. But yeah, the Presidium and the Citadel in general in the first game, it was cool to be able to explore it so thoroughly, but it was so flat There was some, whenever you, like when you were doing quests, you had a bunch of color added to the setting. But whenever you weren't doing quests, it was just like crowds of random people standing around, but they were so spread out, and no one was doing anything. Like this place looks like stuff's going, like this place looks busy, and I can buy that things are happening here.
Welcome to Serta.
Serta supplies. Bonus metagel capacity for only $3,000.
All
Flowers.
sales go to help new medical research.
A candy assortment. Rumi, his remembrance.
Serta is a non-profit
Tear songs of the
organization dedicated
plains,
to the medical needs
and
of
love
all
fell
sapient
among the
life.
multitude, collected Alfred Tennyson. Let's see. I'll buy metagel capacity, because why
How
not?
can we help you?
And, let's see, should I bring flowers?
Thank you for coming
It costs
to Serta.
like nothing.
How can we help you?
Maybe I can take flowers to Ashley or something. I don't know if that's an option necessarily. If there's any game I remember the least, it's definitely this one out of the trilogy.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Huerta Memorial Hospital. The human specialist medical officer in charge is Dr. Michel. Also, please note that specialists for all known Citadel species are on call. Please ensure that you observe proper decontamination protocols at all times while in this area.
Any other important areas I should know about?
The Normandy is currently docked in D24, which is tagged to your docking bay.
This is probably
If
an
you wish to contact the
kind of an unnecessary thing to click on. My bad.
You can really cover treatment for any kind of species here.
Huerta Memorial surpasses all requirements needed for any multi-species medical facility. This facility's attendant levels can also replicate the living conditions needed to accommodate other, more exotic species. Aquatic environments, for example, are available on short notice.
What about the medical staff? How do they deal with so many species?
All personnel are required to undergo mandatory and regular psychological evaluations, as well as refresher courses. Hospital administration understands how difficult it can be for staff to deal with such a wide variety of patients. It is imperative they be offered the support needed to retain their current high standards.
Where'd the hospital get its name?
It is named after President Christopher Huerta of Earth's United North American States. The donor who requested the tribute expressed the desire to remain anonymous.
What else is in the area?
The Huerta Memorial Hospital has experts from every major race in residency, with many specializing in xenomedicine. The facility works with prestigious medical universities from around the galaxy, offering internships to residents and nurses. With access to cutting-edge technology and support from major pharmaceutical companies, the hospital ensures the best care to its patients.
Thank you.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
It's still reminding me that oh, Chakwas. Chakwas. And there's Dr. Michel. These are clearly who I'm here to meet. What if I walked around inside without them? You can't. No one's the boss of me. There we go. So they said the American United North American States was what they said.
Patient's stable for now.
Dr. Friddick.
Good work, Dr. Friddick.
Narrow splint's still the best course of action.
I'll see if we have the required stracial bindings. Meet you back here.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah, there is. Can I go through here? Or is it blocked? Nope. Aha! I'm behind the desk. I can't be the only one that like sees all these Solarian doctors and is thinking like I want to just rotate the camera for 1 second and find out Morden's there. Oh my god, or something like that. All right, I'll talk to them. But I wonder if they're supposed to be suggesting that that North American states are in a different situation in this universe. Like, what if North America is one country or something? I guess by the time you're doing spacefaring, a lot of the divisions must have been gone, or it'd be very hard to have a coherent alliance of any kind.
Shepard, there you are.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with the Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Ashley took the worst of it. How's she doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Lieutenant Commander Williams' resilience, as well as Dr. Michelle's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors?
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word and I'm with you.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking Bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker's still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
Ilium is under attack.
Hey, there we go. Bringing her with me might technically be the destruction of a war asset, when you think about it. I'm not beyond that thought, but it wouldn't be the Normandy without Joker and Chakwas on it, right? Just feels weird to leave her here. But yeah, I think you might get a better war asset score from leaving her here. I genuinely don't know, but it feels like the kind of decision that probably has that implication. Don't mind me, just Shepard the Nosy, poking through all your triage labs.
Hi, Doctor. Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Well, we need to prescribe you another round of antibiotics.
For when I ship out?
I have some bad news. Your squad applied the Medigel correctly, but infection had already set in by the time they found you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we have to remove your leg below the knee.
What?
Incursions by enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies.
I don't understand. It doesn't even hurt.
It would if we took you off the painkillers, Lieutenant.
Ilium is under attack.
That's brutal. Oh, there is a wall here disconnecting them. Unfortunately, that kind of story is probably happening everywhere around here. Is that Ashley?
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of the
You got pretty banged up there, Williams. Had me worried. I just wanted to check in on you. See how you're doing. Despite all this, it's good seeing you again, Ash. Get some rest, okay? I'll come by when you're feeling better. We'll talk. You need anything, Doc, let me know. Okay, Ash. You take care. I'll see you soon.
The Vermeer characters don't get off easy, do they? At all. So interestingly, I think this allows them to award points for basically everything you do. Like, I just randomly get reputation for just doing virtually anything. Interestingly, I don't think that reputation inherently has to be Paragon or Renegade anymore. I think what happens is that you get Paragon and Renegade points, and that's like an invisible score. And reputation is a linear progression you get from doing anything, practically. So you build your reputation over time, and then I think the Paragon Renegade meter is basically just percentage-based. Like it's a ratio of one versus the other, but I think the total isn't based on how many Paragon and Renegade points you have, but instead just your reputation. I think that's how they try to break that down. And it makes sense, because they often want to give you points for things, but trying to call everything Paragon or Renegade in the last games quickly eroded any sense of actual definition they had for such words and what they were supposed to mean, because before long you were circumventing the law to do Paragon options, and you were helping people out out of the kindness of your heart for Renegade options, and things were getting weird. I think that's gonna be it for now, though. Yeah.
We were deployed to Tiptree. It's a small human colony. We were supposed to help with evac. The enemy was landing. Just scouts, the Turian things, a few of the big ones. We were spread over half the continent, getting colonists to shuttles, and wiping out husks.
It sounds like you were doing good work.
Could I have a gun? I'd feel a lot better.
Just tell me what happened at Tiptree.
Cliffhanger for next time. That is the inevitable thing that happens here. Is you slowly progress each conversation by revisiting
Commander
these
Shepard,
places,
please select
possibly
a
hours
destination.
apart, and they're still doing the same conversation.
One moment, please.
It's one way of doing a scene, I suppose. I could, of course, force every conversation by walking in and out of the room over and over again. Gets awkward and clunky, though. It definitely feels weird to be, like, trying to force triggers on environmental conversations and going too far there. Hello. So the embassies seem to have the same basic shape, and that you walk forward towards... This is weird, though. Yeah, you walk forward towards the central area, then you go left or right, and then probably upstairs. Yeah, so that's what the embassies were shaped like before, but this is clearly not the same room. I'm not sure what to think of it. Like, I'm not sure if we're supposed to think this is the same place from the first game, or if they made new embassies. Maybe Avina says something.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Citadel Embassies. The current human ambassador is Dominic Osoba. Commander Bailey is the CSEC officer on duty. You will find him in the Citadel Security District Office.
Where's the Spectre Requisitions Office?
The Spectre Requisitions District Office is down the hallway to your left. Note that requisition forms are available only to agents whose biometrics are verified and on file.
What else is in the area?
This area is reserved for human embassy personnel and attending CSEC security. The human embassy prides itself on offering swift assistance to any who fall under its auspices.
That's it. Thanks.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
According to the
Volus! Is there an Alcor around here? It looks like I'm just walking into a wall. Alcor? Alcor? I don't see any Alcor. Aw. Well, the Volus are here. There was a welcome sight. Anything cool around here?
Please tell the Primacy that the Vol Protectorate wishes to assist with the Alliance project. We had a Prothean obelisk that might have helped. Sadly, it was lost in the Shrike Abyssal. Nevertheless, we are committed to helping both the Turian Empire and the Human Alliance.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Shrike Abyssal, Prothean obelisk. A Volus diplomat needs a Prothean obelisk. Return it from the Shrike Abyssal and deliver it to him at the Citadel Embassy. Yeah. So if you heard me making fun of certain missions on Ilium in Mass Effect 2, when you're wondering what the hell I was talking about and why I was referring to it on a grander scale, it's because it becomes super normal in the Mass Effect 3 game in particular. For those that don't remember, in Mass Effect 2, I would just go on some random mission, and I'd be like, let's go help Garrus's loyalty mission. We're gonna go after this dude and deal with that thing. And then out of nowhere, there'd be like a necklace or something sitting around. I'm like, oh no, I picked it up because I saw it, and you have no reason to grab it or no context for it. Then you go back into Ilium, and there's somebody that's all like, oh, my family's necklace. What'll I ever do? And they're just saying that on the phone or something to somebody and not even talking to you. And you're like, I got your necklace, ma'am. You're like, who are you? Oh my god. Are you spying on me? Did you break into my house? It gets weird when you're overhearing random conversations, going across the galaxy in some cases to grab random things, then take them back to these people that you never had an actual one-on-one conversation with. Interesting. They changed how this thing works. So they put the codexes in the mission screen, and now missions are just one screen. That stood out to me because I was like, why is the Citadel priority mission right next to this thing I just picked up just now? That's interesting. So we had 2 consecutive games where you had 1 page for mandatory missions and 1 page for side missions, although they did mess that up already, because in Mass Effect 2, a lot of side missions were listed as in the non-side mission tab. But Now they've just got rid of the distinction entirely. Don't think I can go in here. Let's see. She said the hall on my left, right? Am I crazy, or is none of that doors? Because I don't think any of those are doors. She must mean on the left side of this area. We'll see. What you guys looking at? You spying on people? You spying on those two-dimensional people down there? Whoa. I don't know if I noticed that before. Those are all two-dimensional images down there. Do they rotate based on the camera angle? Like in Doom? Can I even see them from this side? There's a tree in the way, so you can't watch their rotation all the way around. I bet they all rotate like in Doom. They're probably all two-dimensional images. It's hard to say. There's definitely the same people repeating a lot down there. Huh. That's a detail I don't remember at all being there. Neat.
Hello, dear. Perhaps you can help me. I'm looking for my son.
But we spoke about this already. I told you about his mission and...
Nonsense. I just filled out the paperwork. He's very punctual when he's on the field. He checks in every week. Only he hasn't checked in for a while now. A month. Anyway, I'd like to file an expedited contact request.
Yes, of course, ma'am. But the notes on his file state he's not under a contact ban.
Oh, you already looked. How kind of you. I'm just so worried. It's not like him to go quiet for so long.
As soon as I get news, ma'am, I'll let you know as soon as I get news.
Thank you. You're such a nice young woman. You know, you remind me of my daughter-in-law.
That's rough. That's rough, being the officer that has to deal with connections between civilians and soldiers, and having one of the soldiers' parents be somebody who's kind of losing it. Hey, Commander Bailey.
There is no anti-humanity conspiracy here, Ms. Al-Jalani. The Council's simply not granting interviews at this time.
My viewers are going to know that CSEC and the Council are denying them access.
Listen, lady, you think I like playing gatekeeper between the paparazzi and the politicians? I don't have time to babysit them, and I'm not here to hold your hand.
Well, I'm camping out until I'm granted an audience.
Fine. I hope you brought a sleeping bag.
Commander Shepard? Commander Humanity has questions.
Damn press.
See, you're keeping the peace?
Yeah, I feel like a glorified doorman.
Most people would see it as a move up.
Wedged in here with all the stuffed shirts? I'd rather be back down on the streets. I appreciate the higher pay grade, but I'm not a political creature.
If you didn't want to be upped, why'd you accept?
You don't say no to Counselor Udina. Well, maybe you would, but I gotta live here. I know, squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I didn't lobby for promotion like some other officers. And not even sure why he picked me. I never know with politicians. I hate political BS.
Don't lose your edge. You might need it.
I wouldn't mind an excuse to get my fingers dirty. It's killing me about Earth.
You and me both.
I haven't been back in years. Now I may never. If this ain't the end of days, it's pretty damn close.
It's the end of a lot of people's days, unfortunately.
I'm up to my neck in trouble, but if there's anything you need, I'll do my damnedest to help.
Thought things were relatively quiet here.
Well, compared to where you're coming from, sure. But the war's being felt everywhere. Millions across the galaxy have been displaced, and most of them come here.
Must have you doing somersaults.
Yeah, already allocated the bulk of my men to customs, but we're still overtaxed, cataloging and processing them all.
You got loved ones out there?
Somewhere. Ex-wife I lost track of, and and a son and daughter. They're still on Earth.
I'm sorry, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm just like everyone else. I'm losing myself and things I can control. And at the moment, that means creating the illusion of security here.
It was Udina who made you a commander, huh?
Yeah, he's become an even bigger shot around here. Got a lot of ambition. He suspected Executor Palin was conspiring against the Council and had me investigate.
Find anything incriminating?
Yeah, enough to arrest him. And when Palin resisted, I was forced to kill him. Udina rewarded me with the promotion. And near as I can tell, being a commander just means I'm putting out different fires.
Anything important going on around here?
You kidding? With the Reapers running roughshod through the galaxy, it seemed like the Council is in constant session. We got more ambassadors and dignitaries here than ever before pleading their cases. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Is the Citadel gearing up for war?
There's a false sense of security here. Even people from worlds that have gone down act like they're safe. Well, I guess it's not just human nature. We all lie to ourselves to deal with horror.
It'll probably get worse before it gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
He's kind of stuck here being a glorified TSA agent, more or less, which is rough. Yeah, he even said himself, he's here to maintain the illusion of security, because they're not really offering that much extra safety here, besides the fact that it just hasn't been attacked yet. And that's rough, by the way, because the other thing he said in the previous game we established during Thane's mission that he talked about his son. He said to Shepard about Thane, like, you think he's the only one who messed up raising his son? So he already has guilt surrounding how his son turned out, and now his son is, well, he's on Earth and he can't get to him, and he's probably dying. And that's a rough time, because he can't do anything about it, so he'll never... I don't know if he ever thought he was going to have a chance to make up for any mistakes he made in the past, but it's starting to look a lot more like he won't. Where's this door even open to? Oh, shooting range. Nope. Look at this place. The Spectre Terminal. Welcome to the Spectre Information Processing Center. This terminal offers secure information access and support for authorization of covert operations or requisitions. It is restricted to operatives currently on active duty with special tactics and reconnaissance. Any operation requiring payment can be executed at the terminal nearby, which supports secure and untraceable financial transactions. Quarian Fleet Intel. Quarian Pilgrim Jen Volan Narnima on the Citadel received a large credit transfer from the fleet. Jen Volan purchased tech, including high-end weapons mounts and kinetic barrier emitters, with several ship service centers, from several ship service centers. On Ilium, another Quarian pilgrim, unidentified, was observed searching for a ship traveling close to the Perseus Veil. The pilgrim was later heard saying that his pilgrimage was recalled. Data suggests the Quarian fleet is withdrawing its pilgrims and upgrading ships from combat somewhere near the Perseus Veil. This could be a reaction to the Reaper invasion, but no formal offer or request for assistance has come. Intel suggests the Quarians may instead be preparing for conflict with Geth. God damn it, Quarians. God damn it. I tried to warn you. I tried to tell you how it's a terrible idea for you to go at it right now, but you're going at it. And this is the worst time to start a different war that isn't with the Reapers. Hey, look at those. The Black Widow, that's a familiar face. Alright, so we can get the Paladin, the Wraith, and the Widow. That's clearly a sniper rifle, that's clearly a pistol? I think it's just a pistol, not an SMG, yeah. This could be a shotgun or it could be a... Yeah, it's a shotgun, okay. I wasn't sure at first if it was a shotgun or an assault rifle. God damn it, Quarians. Let's see. No major missions yet, just the ongoing one of just looking for Udina. Alright, well, that's all we're going to get out of Spectre requisitions for now, is a little bit of intel about the Quarians. Because we can't afford... We're not even close to being able to afford that stuff. Donald Udina. I always forget his first name. I'm gonna look around a little longer, see if there's anything down here. The answer's no, actually, as it turns out. So, Udina it is.
Commander, Councillor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
We've got our own problems, Councillor. Earth is not in this alone.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
By your reports.
The reports are accurate. Earth was attacked by the Reapers. And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Each of us faces a similar situation. Even now, the Reapers are pressing on our borders. If we lend you our strength to help Earth, our own worlds will fall.
We must fight this enemy together.
And so we should just follow you to Earth?
Even if we were to unite our fleets, do you really believe we could defeat the Reapers?
I don't expect you to follow me without a plan.
Counselors, we have that plan, a blueprint, created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
A blueprint for what?
We're still piecing it together. But it appears to be a weapon of some sort.
Capable of destroying the Reapers?
So it would seem.
The scales. It would be a colossal undertaking.
No. I forwarded the plans to Admiral Hackett. The remnants of the human fleet are already gathering resources to begin construction.
Our initial calculation suggests it is very feasible to build.
If we work together.
Have you considered that the Reapers destroyed the Protheans? What good did this weapon do?
It was incomplete. There was a missing component, here. Something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you really believe this can stop the Reapers?
It sure as hell beats standing around and arguing about it. And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this. We need to stand together, now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The cruel and unfortunate truth is that while the Reapers focus on Earth, we can prepare and regroup.
We are convening a summit amongst our species. If we can manage to secure our own borders, we may once again consider aiding you.
I'm sorry, Commander. That is the best we can do.
Shepard, meet me in my office.
I hope that's an offer of support. I'll be digging up what I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
I know, right? In a shocking twist, the Council is completely unhelpful for a third consecutive game.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard. We may have a spot on the Council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
How can they be so blind?
They're scared, and they're looking out for themselves.
Our people are scared, and we are looking out for them the best we know how.
Counselor?
Commander, I can't give you what you need, but I can tell you how to get it.
I'm listening.
Primarch Fedorian called the War Summit, but we lost contact with him when the Reapers hit Palaven. Those meetings won't proceed without him. The Normandy is one of the few ships that can extract Primarch Fedorian undetected.
So far, you've only explained how I can help you.
It might seem that way. But the leaders of this summit will be the ones deciding our future. The fate of our fleets, where they fight, and with whom. A grateful Primarch would be a tremendous ally in your bid to unite us.
We're at war, and you want me to play politician?
If it gets you what you need, what does it matter? Our latest intelligence says that the Primarch was moved to a base on Palaven's largest moon. I've done all I can to help. The rest is up to you. There is one other thing. The Council wanted me to tell you, we've chosen to uphold your Spectre status. and various resources will be made available to you. Good day.
Well, that went well.
It's a start. I'll talk to the others in the meantime, see if we can support this summit, move things along.
Thanks.
Bit of a surprise, right? Our number one naysayer, our number one contrarian on the council is the first person that comes to us with something that might help. The question, of course, is whether or not it's something that can help us, or if it's just something that helps him, and he was just quick to utilize that. Looks neat down there. The water's not quite working for me. Yeah. This is a cool sight, but the water ripples are going too fast and too simple. It betrays the fact that it's a very small scale render of very small ripples instead of being a huge thing that's far away. What's that floating thing? What is that? Huh. I thought maybe it was like on a telephone wire or something like that, but it kind of looks like it's just a computer terminal floating in space. Strange detail. Can't talk to Udina anymore.
The Council. You saved their lives. And for what? Apologies that boil down to maybe later. If we don't figure out something, maybe later will be an epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion.
I know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Humanity has created some goodwill in the galaxy. Now we cash in our chips. I will get what funding I can, what materials I can, and spread the message. Help the humans, help yourselves. I'll institute a draft in our colonies and order all civilian ships armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
Any news from Earth?
There is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites and the old nuclear missile silos, along with everything else that could help. We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Tavos is a diplomat and compromiser, but she's wrapped up in defending Asari space like a mother panther. Valorn is out of his depth. The Solarians like their wars won before they start. They're frightened now. Use that. In Sparatus, I'd take what he offers. It's strange days when the Turians are the least hostile to humans, and there's a need there.
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others block you like this?
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history. But today, you saw how little that is. Rest assured, I will not be counted out long. I know I can move mountains. Do not lose sight of that, because the task before us is moving planets.
Anderson would be proud, so long as you deliver. You think you can do that?
You need a carrot or a stick to drive a mule, and humanity has neither right now. Our armada is tied down fighting or fleeing, and with Earth's comm buoys gone, our economy is reduced to an IOU. But leave that part to me. I will lean on our colonies for all they're worth, and I can broker enough trade to repair and resupply Hackett's fleet.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out, of course, but the part that gets me is Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis. I required a second VI just to track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose Garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
I should go.
I'll be here.
So he is human, and he's losing people too, and he's not completely untouched by this, the way that he just seemed petulant and irritating in the first game. Still, interesting how he seems to just magically become the, he becomes the counselor, regardless of what state things were in with Anderson before. I'm double checking right here because they said that they just said that they're going to reinstate my status or something like that. So I just wanted to see if anything changed here, but it did not. I already had access. Slightly frustrating for them to be all like, we've chosen to uphold your Spectre status. Like, what? How often do you choose to uphold my basic status? suggesting that it's constantly at risk of being taken away. I seem to be pretty good at being a Spectre so far. I'd like it if you stopped constantly challenging my authority at every turn after I do everything you want me to.
Commander
Oh,
Shepard.
cool.
Commander, the people of the Alliance have questions.
My favorite person.
Commander Shepard, Khaleesa bint Seen and Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can...
I've had enough of your tabloid journalism.
Not this time, you military... Ugh!
You're angry, I get that. But I came here to get help for Earth, not answer your questions. Stay down.
She's the worst reporter in all of Mass Effect.
Welcome, Commander Shepard.
Not that there's a giant mountain of them necessarily, but geez, she's awful. What, did you leave Earth? What, are you, a coward? As if, like, let's just ignore the fact that, like, some people have to leave Earth because, like, stuff has to actually get done besides just the actual main fight.
D24.
It takes, like, a few seconds of thought to figure out why Shepard may have left, or why anyone might be going from place to place at a time like this. Because basic coordination of our armies and so on has to happen if we're going to have a war effort. But no, let's just be stupid. That's also incredibly satisfying just to keep doing whatever I can to shut her down, because she's just terrible in all three games. And I love that we get the glass squeal. I won't spoil it, but yeah, this is kind of hinting at the worst part of all of Mass Effect 3, if not the worst part of the entire trilogy. Yeah, this is happening. It's okay, this doesn't feel weirdly out of place in the trilogy. He just blinked out of existence in front of me. I think he was supposed to run behind a tree or something and not make it that weirdly obvious he disappeared. I gotta customize my gear. They got me in, like, boring grays at the beginning of the game. My Shepard was colorful last game.
Liara, can I help you?
I've been forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there? What's really bothering you?
The Reapers are here, now. And the Council, the other races, are only interested in looking after themselves. How many civilians are dying while they wait for us to make the first move?
At least the Council can't deny the Reapers exist. They'll come around. They've got to.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Commander Shepard, I'm comm specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
Slow down, Specialist Trainer. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I worked in a lab. I never thought I'd be serving on a ship.
Why don't you tell me about the retrofits?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Trainer has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
Edie's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give you a tour? I think you'll be impressed by the new upgrades. In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis. The shuttle bay contains an armory where you can modify your equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room. And there you are. Still the same ship as before, it just flies Alliance colors now. Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCom.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
The Council's been a pain in my ass from day one. I'm done with them.
Then what's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it. This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it up right now.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
You can count on it, sir.
It's not just me, it's everyone back on Earth. Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces have to hold out until we deal with the enemy.
I understand, Admiral.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
From a storytelling perspective, it's not a terrible idea to leave Anderson on Earth, because it gives us someone to care about on Earth, because what... having a story that's all about a conflict on Earth that threatens Earth, and, well, also everywhere else in space, but stressing Earth as the, like, because it's the home of humanity, as a thing that's at risk, it doesn't work quite as well because of the fact that we have actually completely avoided Earth for two entire games now, and we know 0 people on Earth, and there's no one there. We know it's Earth, so it's like, oh yeah, that's important. It's, you know, where humans came from. But putting Anderson on there gives you someone to care about, even if it does kind of involve undoing a decision you made earlier about whether or not Anderson is going to be a council member, because now, no matter what you did, Udina is now a council member. but it means that someone you like is on Earth, so you're like, oh, I better do well before he gets killed, because he's Keith David and he's awesome. Honestly, though, I've got faith in him. After all, what are a few Reapers after you've already survived fighting against the Thing? He made it through that movie. Well, can only go around the perimeter this way. So this is the War Center. There's a back room? Wait, where am I, actually? Ah, maps, that helps. Oh! So going forward from here will actually take me to the rest of the ship. So we're apparently on the same deck as the bridge. So, a third game gives us a third Normandy, and once again, Cerberus continues to be the explanation as to why everything's changing all the time. In the first game, we had a ship created by the Alliance fleet. Second game, it's destroyed, and then recreated by Cerberus. This time around, I believe we're still using the same ship, but then it's being redesigned again by the Alliance to retrofit it into, you know, being in line with regulations. Apparently, a fish tank is in line with regulations, because I still have a fish tank. That's interesting. Ooh, I can change decks from here. That's neat. So here we have a bridge with Joker, the galaxy map, specialist trainers next to the galaxy map replacing Kelly, apparently. Kelly and Chakwas and other people who survived the first game are all gone. Makes sense, a lot of them work for... Pretty much everyone worked for Cerberus except for Chakwas and Joker, technically. But they took the... And we still have the same comm area, in roughly the same area, but they've deleted the original location where they used to keep... where Jacob used to be. That's gone. And instead you go through Morden's office and go into a new weird area that is roughly where the place was where we would talk to the Elusive Man, but it's way bigger and it's the big crazy war room. Going down to the next deck down, it looks way more familiar. In the center there you can see the dining area we had before. Down there at over at number 2 is the main battery area. That's where Garrus is always hanging out. The hallway leading there is the same as it's been since the first game, I believe. You have the left and right offices, where the left one was originally Shepard's office, then it became Miranda's office, and now it's Liara's office. And on the right, you have Dr. Chakwas' med bay, which has always been in the same location, and it still has a room behind it, which was originally Liara's room. Then it was the AI core with Legion. Now it's still the AI core. So this whole deck is largely the same. All the way down to... And the stuff on the other side of the elevator, 6, 7, 8, that's the same stuff we saw last game. So those rooms weren't really there in the first game, but they were added in Mass Effect 2, and that's where you would find characters like Grunt and Kasumi, and the... Yeah, 6 was Grunt, I believe, 7 was Kasumi, or those might be switched. The blank one was Thane, and 8, I believe, was where random crew members would be hanging out in the bunk room. Instead, Thane's room appears to just be empty. Then you have Engineering, which looks... Actually, yeah, that looks still the same, yeah. 4 and 3 would be where 2 crew members were. Oh, right. That wouldn't be Grunt, that would be Samara. It'd be Samara and Kasumi, because this one was Grunt and Saeed, and Gabby and Donnie, and Tally, and then the lower deck, around roughly where the number 2 is, was Jack in the subdeck. So these floors are roughly the same. This one's has a thing where the left side is the same. This has been for multiple games now, but the right side is massively different. And the captain's cabin looks familiar. Neat. Thought we'd look around a little bit. Let's take a look at this thing right here. So this is the war room terminal. War assets. The people, weapons, armies, and fleets that you've accumulated are your war assets. The overall readiness of the galaxy determines how effectively these armaments will perform in the final battle. There you go. So, my readiness rating is 55%. Total military strength 555. These are basically just made-up numbers. Effective military strength, apparently that's the minimum over there for even being able to do the ending at all, I think. But you hopefully want to get a whole lot higher than that. So the one thing we have currently is the Alliance as our primary category, because that's the human fleet. The Systems Alliance represents humanity's economic, political, and military reach throughout the galaxy. Its naval forces are led by Admiral Stephen Hackett. And there's a lot going on here. There's the Engineering Corps, 103rd Marine Division, 1st, 3rd, 5th Fleet, A tiny little 5 points just for oh, that didn't go away. There we go. One little piece of point for Diana Allers here, the person that's here to keep a track of us. Here's the Normandy, the SR2. That's just us on our own. Well, apparently we're as good as 2 of these fleets combined. That's substantial. But we're in a leadership position. And then we have our platinum resources, apparently, which I think are left over from the previous game. Gave us 10 points. Odd, but sure, why not? We can look at the war map from here. Theaters of war. Oh, yeah, this is what our readiness rating is based on. It's unfortunately, this is the multiplayer mode. Annoying. Apparently, though, multiplayer is still active. People have been correcting me about that. I was under the impression, and I don't remember who told me, but I thought that the entire thing was just dead. I thought multiplayer was shut down a long time ago, which is not an unreasonable assumption to make about an EA game, to be fair, since they're the kings of setting up online services and then shutting them down forever, even if it cripples the game that it's made for. So I was totally prepared for the idea that my game would have a weird non-functional problem because they just deleted it. The Alliance shuttle model. I apparently grabbed that just now. It was invisible. Huh. Here's the elusive man desk. It would go into the floor, and then we'd stand in the middle of it, and that would somehow create a hologram that the elusive man could see.
And the council won't help.
Come on, Sarah. If Thestia was lost and Earth hadn't been touched yet, you can be damn sure we'd be guarding our own borders.
Here we go. We're meeting our new crew of people on the ship. So they do a checkpoint here. Oh, and we have to stop and... Right, we do have to stop and get scanned, even though I'm Commander Shepard. So they're slowly replacing people like Donnie and Gabby with other characters that are going to have little chit-chat, so we get attached to them, hopefully. I don't think they ever quite do as well as Donnie and Gabby, although I think that Specialist Trainer is a serviceable Kelly.
Lab on Sanctum. Admiral Hackett would like you to investigate.
A lab on Sanctum.
Commander, come to check on your new recruit.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
Next time you need something, just ask. You're not alone here.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay, yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay. Was there anything else?
How'd you end up in the military anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush. We got bigger problems right now.
Oh, believe me. Seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
You worked in Alliance R&D?
Yes. You'd think quantum entanglement would make communication easy, but imagine incorporating multiple incoming sources and then networking them with extrapolations of time-lag data to construct a coherent situation GUI. It's an exciting challenge. For me, anyway.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. If they stayed in London, I imagine they'd be dead right now.
A lot of people back on Earth are still alive, and counting on us.
Quite true, Commander.
Carry on, Specialist.
Meet your new secretary. I wonder if we'll see Kelly at some point. I did save her. Oh, this is slightly different looking than before. Training videos on advanced combat. These are just straight up videos, huh? Yeah, I'm never looking at those again. Alright. Oh! That's too many emails. That's too many emails. Holy crap. Okay, Special Ops from Stephen Hackett. Shepard, Alliance forces are stretched thin across the galaxy. We need your specific talents for a series of ops. These missions will open doors for the Alliance in places we can't touch through conventional means. We'll deploy operatives to hold points after you've completed your objectives. I need you to head to a Cerberus lab on the planet Sanctum. I'll brief you when you're inbound. Is that a DLC mission or a main mission? It's hard to tell at this point. Reinstatement from Stephen Hackett. Commander Shepard, this letter formally acknowledges your reinstatement into the Alliance Navy per Admiral David Anderson's recent verbal communication. Under Emergency War Powers Regulation 903.5, you are hereby authorized to assume command of the Normandy SR-2. You are directed to begin interdiction operations against any and all enemies posing a threat to Earth, its colonies, and its allies. Furthermore, you are granted diplomatic authority to establish treaties with non-human races as required to support your mission. Sincerely, Admiral Stephen Hackett. So two of them are dark now. How does this change when I come out and then go back in the menu? Okay, they skipped to the bottom apparently, I think. Oh, so there's a flashy arrow at the bottom, but that seems to be the entire extent of the list. I thought it was going to scroll for a while. Okay. Still, I greatly prefer Mass Effect 2's system, which I praised. I vocally praised that, and I'm bummed out that it's gone. Because being able to freely scroll through your stuff, but then hit A on stuff to actually mark it as red, that was great. Because that meant you didn't have to worry about scrolling through and accidentally marking things. Emergency flash traffic, urgent. From Alliance Fleet Operations, flash. Stuff. All Alliance military personnel, this is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol System. Earth under Reaper attack. All Alliance military personnel are directed to evacuate Sol System at first available opportunity. Do not attempt Earth approach. Heavy enemy resistance reported. Repeat, do not attempt Earth approach. Further instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. Earth-based Alliance personnel unable to evacuate are directed to commence any and all necessary countermeasures. All remaining Alliance personnel outside Sol Theater are directed to muster at pre-appointed staging areas and commence offensive combat operations at first available opportunity. In absence of further introduction, independent action is authorized. It says instruction, not introduction. N7 Defender armor. Stephen Hackett, Shepard. Never had the chance to get you some new N7 equipment back on Earth. I've arranged for the N7 Defender armor to be delivered to the Normandy before supply lines get even less reliable than they are now. Look for the armor next time you're suited up for a mission. It's more than just a little extra plating. Hackett. So is that auto-sorting? Yes, it is. Okay. I'll go do a trip to Joker and we'll continue. Let's sparse those out a little bit, because that's a decent chunk of stuff to go through. Look at that big-ass hologram of the Normandy, by the way. The more the series goes on, the more it just looks like a sword. Which is funny, because if you look at the cover of this game, the Omni tool is now a sword. They just keep putting swords in the game now. I never thought the Omni tool had a physical presence necessarily, so I'm surprised that you could stab people with it.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They've spent years denying the threat. You think they'd be prepared now?
I was kind of hoping that maybe they were planning in secret and just not telling you about it because, you know, Cerberus. Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them. You know, for old time's sake.
That's great. Direct callback to the fact that you could just hang up on them over the course of the entire first game. It was a good time. Anything else to talk about?
Commander?
Nope. This is still a really cool looking room. I kind of missed the beginning of the first game though, where Kaidan was there, and then Edie was there in the second game. Now it's just Joker all on his lonesome. We don't even have an Edie terminal. That's weird, right? That's weird. There's 3 separate locations where other people could sit down, but no Edie. Also, what purpose are these monitors serving right here? How could you possibly gather any information there as a human being? Oh yeah, I totally know what that means, you know, bronze, blonde, brunette, redhead, just full-on Matrix. That one's... Wait, that one's backwards. That one's just flat out backwards. It's showing the same text, but it's backwards. So not only is it going Mach speed, but it's unreadable because it's also backwards. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, that probably means something you can look at. What the fuck is that? What does that mean to anybody? It's just, I don't know, throw some tech stuff on the screen. Video games. It's not even just a video game thing. Computer monitors in all sci-fi are always stupid. It's kind of addictive looking at how stupid computer terminals are in basically all forms of sci-fi that is on a screen. Oh man. I love watching people type in movies. I'm like, what are you doing? You're just rolling your hands on the keyboard. What the what? So I assume this is the same terminal as before again? Ah, squad selection. Our options are Liara and James. Oh right, because Ashley's gone now. Oh. Oh. We can immediately cycle multiple appearances. That's neat. So you can make him be Armor Man, Belt Man, like he's a Metal Gear Solid character, and superhero. Huh. And there's Liara in all white, Liara in armor, Liara in different armor, and Liara in all white again. That's neat. We technically already have more costumes than we had in the previous game per character, but this game does not have 12 characters for you to join up with. Hey, I can customize my character. What are our casual costumes like? So once again, we have this one, which I like, by the way. It's now like a utilitarian looking, like it looks like a military thing. That makes some sense. Then of course you have the look pretty and look out of place as soldier costumes. Then the one I used last game, which I still like. And oh, different variation of the other one. Oh yeah, this one's camo pants, lots of pouches, belts. This one's more a little armored, comparable though. And the dress from last game, from the Kasumi DLC. Yeah. Well, back to old times. Alright. Oop. The heck are you? So you must be based on a Dragon Age thing, right? It's the Reckoner Knight. Almost certainly some sort of Dragon Age reference. This gives you 20% melee damage, 10% weapon damage, 10% shields, 10% health. What is this? Not sure what this is exactly. Weird. Oopsie. Alright, so number 2 here. Ammo capacity of 20%, 10% weapon damage, 10% shields, 10% health. Just a proper N7 armor thing. Very blocky, lots of little individual pieces. A little silly looking. But they inherently are a little bit. I do like the sleek costume usually. So you have 2 different helmet variations. One with the full mask, which looks a lot like what I died in the second game. And then the one that's just the visor, the one we've gotten familiar with. And then just no helmet. I do like the idea of having a helmet on, even if it comes off during cutscenes. It felt weird running around with no helmet in those dangerous situations last time, and then having it warp onto my body sometimes, when the game decided it was time to wear a helmet again. Oh, wow. This has a bonus shield regen, this has bonus health. I probably want the shield regen, even if it looks a little weird. Do these have stats on them? 10% health, 10% health. So just wearing a helmet gives you health. Shoulders have 10% health here. I have no variations for my shoulders. Arms are 10% health, 10% melee damage. Don't care about melee particularly. Legs, 10% health. Nope. Material. None of these materials apparently have any impact on my stats. But they, I think, have a slight difference in how the lighting renders on you, basically. Then you have the pattern. So basically, you can take your red, and it can be this one stripe on your arm, or it can be multiple stripes all over your body, Or I could just kind of smear it everywhere. I think I like the clear color for now. Huh. You really can't get the kind of color contrast you had in the first game. There really is like a color muting going on in this game that doesn't let you quite have the vibrance I had last time. I had like a deep blue and a stark white and a red stripe, and it was kind of nice looking. Now it's kind of comes out looking gray, but honestly most of the colors kind of come out looking gray. Unless you want to go too far, because there's also this blue. Where is it? Yeah. Out of nowhere it goes like Nightmare Crayon Saturation Blue. That might be a little far for me. Not sure about that. Yeah. I'll take what I can get, I guess. Oh well. Might come back and tweak it more in the future. Gotta figure out what I want that to look like. Let's turn some music on. No. Hello? Is this the only song that plays in this room? Alright, that's gonna be a music-free existence for me then. Oh, my space hamster's gone. My ships are there. I already have 2 ships stacked up there. But they took my space hamster. But they'll never take my space toilet. And working mirror. Always fun to point out, although it's in a tiny room where of course there'd be a working mirror in this tiny environment. But they took my hamster. Let's go down to the crew deck and assume that that's the deck I thought it was, and I haven't made a mistake on clicking on things, because I may have done just that. Oh yeah, this is new. Also, forgot that there's something below engineering. Right, so engineering was where the ship used to end. Now we've got shuttle bay. That's where James is, and that's where they said I can upgrade my stuff. And here's a noteworthy change. So these are the people who have died on the Normandy. So this would have the names of anybody that died on the suicide mission. But for now it doesn't. Let's see. Yep, Charles Presley. Fourth one on the left side. S.O. Presley has the deck. And Caden Alenko, a few ranks below him. So Caden and Presley are on there. Don't really know any of the other names, I don't think. No. They're just characters. Well, there you go, though. It makes sense that various characters would have died over the course of all the stuff that's gone down and over the course of 2 games. But it's a place where they list the 2 named characters you would recognize, including a crew member. And if we lose anyone else over the course of this game, or if we lost more people in the last game, they would be showing up here. Huh. Things are quieter in the crew quarters than they used to be. That place was always active. Aw, Samara. Samara's gone. Did she leave anything behind? I guess they redid everything so we wouldn't know. It's interesting how you, every time... Like last time we died, this time we just were on trial for a bit. It's interesting how your entire crew disappears, every single one of them. Because, yeah, we have, currently we only have Liara, and we have, yep, oh, hey, Model Destiny Ascension. All the models I had from last game must be scattered around in this place. So here's where Thane was. Oh, look at that! They took this away from us. This used to be a window that led to the Mass Effect core. Seems like they took away all of the views to that particular location. You can't go into the men's restroom anymore. That's only a Cerberus thing. Alliance won't be permitting that. Oh. I look forward to the eventual scene where this hopefully comes into play in a very Star Trek Next Generation style. I hope. Oh yeah, this was Kasumi's room for sure. The weird VR-looking thing is still here. The bar is still here. Her display window, the couch she always hung out on. That's new though. Her trophies and stuff are all gone and replaced by a straight-up poker table. That better get used at some point. I don't remember. It's interesting how everyone disappears, though. Even Chakwas was gone. We had to go track her down and bring her back on the ship. The only person that stuck around was Joker, and of course Edie, who doesn't have a choice. Liara.
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. Tassoni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office. It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you've found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. This will be difficult even for us. If something happens on a mission, if either one of us are hurt. Shepard, there's something I need to ask before we go any further. I know you and Gareth grew close. Is that in the past? Should I forget there was anything between us?
A lot has happened since then, Liara. I don't think we'd work anymore.
Really? Thank you for letting me know.
I think it's best for both of us.
Of course. Well, anyway, I should get down to business. There's a lot to do if we're to discover exactly what the Protheans left us.
You gained 2 reputation for breaking up with Liara. It's weird to have... Sometimes those pop-ups are almost comic-like in their timing. How does this intel work, by the way? We have an armor mod kit and upgrades. That's it. Farron has persuaded his contacts to ship an armor mod kit to the Normandy, technically illegal in Citadel space. The kit's Omnigel converter and mini-factoring fabricator can make a one-time modification to Shepard's armor, improving shield strength or adding thermal clip compartments. Definitely shield strength. Let's just be clear about that. There's the shields. Boop. There we go. She wasn't too broken up about it. Granted, it's been like 3 years at least. Yeah, I would say 3 years. 2 years happened between Mass Effect 1 and 2. I would say that probably 6 months at least happened over the course of Mass Effect 2, and then it's been 6 months between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, according to what little conversation we had with, I think, Chakwas. Whoa, the computer's turned towards us. That's strangely creepy, isn't it? Having them walk around for us. So, we had only the briefest interaction with the Liara, where, of course, we had developing interactions with Liara over the course of what was probably 6 months in its own right, but we only had one brief, intimate interaction with her, and then huge gaps of not interacting. So I don't think it's entirely crazy to move on from there.
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
Prothean notes 2171 to 2185. Glyph, remind me to clean up these old notes. Perhaps reviewing them will lead to something useful for the Prothean device. Liara. 2171. The University of Ceres agreed to sponsor me at the Prothean Dig in Dretterop. Very exciting. Professor Hennall is heading the expedition herself. Maybe I can even ask her for her opinion on my thesis outline. Attachment, thesis on Prothean First Contact Protocols, 2174. I believe Dr. Joshan was right to suggest that the Prothean artifacts we unearthed are from the Third Age, not the Fourth. What an embarrassing mistake. At least he seemed to approve of the rest of the paper. Attachment, paper on a comparison of Prothean technology to modern Asari circuit logic. 2183 Part 1. I'm going to the Therum expedition. I never thought I'd gain permission to visit the Prothean ruins there, but the University of Ceres must have secured the funding after all. Not a pack. Attachment, paper on the end of the Prothean Empire. Part 2. Goddess, this human, Shepard, has the key to comprehending the Protheans on an instinctual, subconscious level. If only I could have been there when the commander touched the beacon on Eden Prime. I'll try to learn more about this cipher on board the Normandy. The involvement of the Reapers is troubling, to say the least. Attachment paper on the end of the Prothean Empire with correction notes. 2185. I reviewed the old Shadow Broker's footage of the collectors. It's chilling to know that they're the Protheans' husks. At least nothing sentient could possibly remain after what the Reapers did to them. Attachment paper on Prothean biology. Message from Operative Farron to the broker. So did I just get a 5% health, 5% shield or ammo upgrade because Farron survived the broker quest, I assume? I made contact with Tazik yesterday. The look on his face was priceless. He is not happy you put me in charge of scanning the Terminus systems, but he's doing a good job of keeping us alive. I've never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of crucible materials for long if things get worse. Some of the other operatives think we should cut our losses now, but I just keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Farron. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. Oh yeah, that would be, that'd be a problem. Last time we saw this thing, it thought everybody was the Shadow Broker, which is kind of bad if you take it outside and you try not to reveal to everyone that you're the Shadow Broker.
Hello again, Shepard. How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little. We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship, impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus's ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial. My network of agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars.
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
So we could write that off as a glitch, that they were looking in ridiculous directions the entire conversation, but I like to think that the conversation was just made so awkward by their relationship breaking up that they both had to make non-stop eye contact with the glyph instead of each other for the rest of the day, just to try to dissipate how awkward this whole thing is. So, in case I didn't have enough reasons to hate the the Elusive Man, and Cerberus, they tried to go after Liara, just to add that to the list, huh? Right, we already took a look at that. I think we're ready to go.
Please, enjoy your day.
So, Liara's reign over the Shadowbroker ship was a, rather short-lived endeavor. I know they're not gonna be here, but I still have to look. Garrus! Oh. But calibrations. Who's going to do the calibrations? Can I go down here? Oh, I totally can. What even is this? It doesn't look like the shuttle. Oh, I guess they said it's the battery. Wait, what does battery mean in this context, though? Does it mean the ship's battery, or does it mean, like, the battery department, as in, like weapons? I assume it means weapons. You know, like battery. I think that's actually what it refers to in this context. It's like a targeting system and firing and everything. These like cryopods? What are these? I actually don't entirely remember. Our chef's gone! They took our chef! And Garrus. We need to track down Garrus. Although we are going to the Turian planet immediately, so that has some hope. Reassign power bonuses. I think... Oh, bonus powers. I think this allows me to purchase a different bonus power instead of the one I have. So they're rather forgiving about your mistakes if you change your mind about what you did. Reassign powers. So I can reset anybody's powers and it costs me nothing the first time. I think it costs 5,000 the second time and so on. So if I want to reset my abilities, that's how I do it. And then I'll want to have points in the throw and I can go further into stuff like Lash and my tech armor.
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
Yes, a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. Good. Your implants are showing little sign of rejection. Just keep up that positive outlook of yours, Commander, and your scars shouldn't return. That's it. You're the picture of health.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
You never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
She's just one of those people I want to see survive this whole thing. We'll see what we can do. Here's the AI core, where tragically Joker had to go plunging down that and try to be the only remaining surviving person. And we once again have a mechanical character stashed around here. Dr. Eva, who seemed like a person at first until they started doing some crazy Terminator nonsense. And not even like old Terminator stuff. Well, actually kind of old Terminator stuff. I was gonna say it's more like the new ones where they're way too heavy into special effects and also boring as sin is what I'd describe them as. But to be fair, yeah, that actually is kind of like what she was doing was kind of what you could see the Terminator from Terminator 2 do, I think. Let's head on down to engineering and be woeful over the lack of Tally and the lack of Jack and probably lack of Donnie and Gabby, but you know, maybe there'll be a surprise. I don't remember. Come on, familiars. Oh, there's no one here. Oh, you're not them. They had really funny dialogue. Remember the funny dialogue? Remember when Donnie was talking about all the crazy women that are surrounding him on this deck one by one and he's got to watch out? Now we've got Engineer Adams. I'm sure he's nice.
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
I was put in charge of the drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR-2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chakwas contacted me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
Your Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
Is your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR-1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been completely overhauled. The SR-2 might be nearly twice the size, but the new drive core is 3 times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed you upgraded the kinetic barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Hopefully that means fewer vaporized engineers.
The IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means?
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, the Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts. And then there were the problems that kept fixing themselves. If I hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done. But Joker seemed to trust her, and in time I saw her advantages. Even grew to like her.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Even if it meant not coming on my previous mission, it's probably a good thing that he's Alliance first instead of joining, open for something like joining Cerberus. Because too many people being up for joining Cerberus is how we end up with Cerberus. That's a problem. So people's loyalty to the Alliance runs directly counter to Cerberus's recruitment efforts, so it's absolutely a good force by comparison. Because apparently they scaled up. I don't know if we've retconned it or are supposed to ignore it or something, but at the end of the previous game, I asked Edie when she was unshackled as an AI about Cerberus, And she claimed that Cerberus had 100 and... Hey, I'm fighting on my models. Oh, a bunch of them are down here. She claimed that Cerberus, oh, there's another one? It's hard to tell what I'm looking at here. I'll just run by and hammer the A button. What? I could have sworn I saw a pop-up for a second there. Am I crazy? Oh, what's that? What the fuck? Oh, it's that thing. Oh, it's the space hamster. Oh my god. It's still here. Wow. All the dumb little collectibles from the previous game were just hanging out on the ship somewhere, huh? Okay. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go. They got him moving fast and far away because he's probably not very well rendered, honestly. But if you can't tell, you can't tell. Can I pick it up or do I just look at it? You can hear it go meep, and that's about it. But I don't know if we're supposed to ignore it or not. But at the end of the last game, there it is. Pick up. Did I get him? Get frickin'. He's hard to grab. They seem to say that the Cerberus only had 150 total operatives, and judging by how many I just killed in the last mission, it sure seems like they have more than that now. I got the hamster. It's mine. Haha. So he's been free roaming this whole time this place has been getting retrofitted, apparently, and somehow managed to not get crushed. Alarming. Got him, though. Got him. So do either of these doors open? That one does not. That one does. Starboard cargo. I believe this is where Zaid was before. It's where the trash compactor was. Oh, hi. It's where you're set up now. Next to the trash compactor, huh? Interesting choice. Why not? So either Cerberus has somehow massively increased in scale, which might be explained by people panicking about the Reapers, or they just don't count a bunch of their people as actual operatives. Maybe they're like mercenaries, basically, and it inflates their numbers. Or maybe we're supposed to just ignore that 150 person figure from the end of the last game and pretend it didn't exist, because we're going to be immediately contradicting it by the fact that I must have killed 50 people on the last mission alone, and there's going to be more Cerberus.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth. The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
So what are you asking for exactly?
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can pass on a few non-classified progress updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
Tell people what's really happening on Earth. We need long recruiting lines on every planet after you air a story.
I can do this, Commander. Remind me to tell you about the time I made an Elcor cry.
Wait, but can they do that? I don't even know if they can do that. Let's try to look at these pictures here. Do I recognize any of them? I'm gonna mostly say no, I think. Yeah. What are these pictures of? The guy on the far right might be Thane, or it could just be some other member of the same race, because they're so rare in the first place. There's kind of a couple Thane-looking characters. Oh! Actually, there's definitely repeating... Those are definitely repeating pictures. Like the girl with the blonde hair shows up multiple times, and so on. Why would you have repeating pictures on your wall? That's weird. There's a Volus... Ah, that's Solarian in the middle, actually. At a bar? I'm pretty sure that's just a straight-up screenshot for Mass Effect 2. I recognize that Solarian, I think. It seems like the Omega bar. It could be Flux. It's hard to say. And that does look a lot like Thane. Other people are all over the place. That guy on the top right, Turians are hard to tell apart, but that one could just be the Counselor, for all I know. Alright, so that room went through a change. It went from Zaid to Jessica Chobot? Weird. Here's a new room entirely. This whole floor didn't exist before. Somehow the Normandy just keeps getting bigger. I guess, to be fair, this is a location we do get to explore, not explore, but we do get to see this location in Mass Effect 2. During the suicide mission, that big orb thing breaks into our ship, and we fight it off in this room. So we have seen this room before, it was just never a place we had access to previously. Let's see, are you a weapon bench? Nope. Well, you are, but not the one I can use. There you are. just want to confirm whether or not I can mod this thing. What? Get out of here. I didn't tell you to equip that one. Modify. Ooh, Shredder mod. It pierces through quarter-meter thick objects. But if it does that, it does 60% reduced damage. Ignores 25% of the defenses on armored targets. That's nice. Otherwise, we just have a 15% flat increase on damage, which is not a terrible idea. Even if going through defenses is also good. What's this guy over here? The other Shredder mod. Oh, right, we just have both of them available. I might as well equip both, I guess. Yeah. One thing I'm unsure about is I don't know if it pierces stuff but then does reduce damage, or if it always does reduce damage while getting the ability to pierce stuff. The important thing is, if I hit somebody in a non-piercing way, will it still do full damage? I think it will, because my damage meter's not going down when I highlight it, because that side of the screen over there seems to indicate that. Oh, you can look around on it. Cool. That's neat. Alright. So looking around, you have Vega over here. Oops. Weapon upgrades. Ah. You can improve your individual weapons. Spend a fair amount of money to pay for extra weapon damage, extra ammo capacity, and reduced weight. Not bad, although I'm a little concerned about whether or not I want to stick with any of my current weapons that I'm starting the game with. Procurement interface. It's got to be a store, right? Here we go. There's currently a 10% markup, but here's our licenses thing we had from the first game that mysteriously disappeared for the entire second game. So this, you'll recognize this as being the store we visited on the Citadel. This is the same hospital inventory we saw before, all the way down to the candy. It costs 10% more than it did before, costing 1,100 instead of just 1,000. Casa fabrication. Yep, those are some variations for our weapons. Bonus capacity of armor, of equipment, of ammo capacity for our shotgun. A dumb model for our ship. Why not? Yay, another dumb model ship thing for our collection. There's the Inferno armor. 30% power damage. And 30% power recharge speed. I might have to get that, but it's freaking expensive, so we'll see about that. Spectre requisitions. That's the same stuff we saw on the Citadel, just even more expensive now. So who's Cortez?
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Alliance procurement chains are in chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
When I network to a new store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So, you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. In my experience, it made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident, and practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So you can fly fighters and fix them?
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small ESO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, Those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded EZO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
Keep up the hard work, but don't kill yourself.
Yes, Commander.
Yep, you heard right. They went from the Mako to the Hammerhead, and then they gave up on the Hammerhead immediately. It was only used for a tiny, tiny number of submissions for the Firewalker DLC and for Overlord, and then they abandoned it immediately, and you never see the Hammerhead again. Because they are like, oh, let's go repair the Hammerhead. We'll figure out how to improve its armor plating or something. And then like, oh no, the Reapers showed up. I guess there's no vehicle in this game. I guess they weren't gonna go for their what, third time's the charm, or maybe you'd call it their third strike.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal, unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yep. We're going to rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You come down here for something? Or are you just looking?
It's my ship. I go where I want and talk to whoever I want.
Fair enough. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
Oh, I can dance.
Okay, Lola. Let's do this.
Don't let my good looks fool you, Vega. I got my share of scars.
You remind me of my old CO.
Oh, yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader. Nice.
What do you mean, was?
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
No, but that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So, maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey. Thanks for the dance, Lola.
Lola, huh?
You kind of look like a Lola.
You're cute. So I'll let you get away with it. For now.
That's it. Now you made me blush.
That went from 0 to bloody nose instantly. That caught me by surprise. I thought we were just screwing around, but she does not. She doesn't pull punches. Not even when you're pulling punches, apparently. So that's pretty fucked up. He had to make a crazy sacrifice situation. The kind of situation Shepard basically flirts with all the time. The idea of like, oh, do I make this incredibly tragic thing happen, but for the greater good, or do I sacrifice this opportunity because I'm not willing to do what it takes, potentially? That's the constant dynamic going on with Shepard. And Vega made that decision. And unlike Shepard, he wasn't the hero at the end of the day, so he just paid for the fact that he went all out for trying to do what needed to be done, or so he thought, and then it turned out what he was doing didn't help. It turned out that we were there saving the day already, and Shepard, what Vega did didn't affect that, because we took care of things on our own, and he had no idea, because everything we're doing was hush-hush, even if we didn't necessarily want it to be. I think I might have found all of them. Let's find out. That's the wrong floor. Crap. So that's shit. That means he's inherently going to have some animosity towards us, because we represent a mistake that he made in his past, but if he's going to be a main crew member for this game, then he's going to have plenty of time to work through that issue, I suppose. I just want to find Garrus, damn it. How are we doing on ships? Oh, there's a second screen now, huh? Okay. Judging by the knobs and nubs, or whatever we want to call it, it looks like I've recollected every collectible ship from the previous game that I had purchased. They're all here now. And then there's a collector ship. Instead of being on the desk down there, now it's now gathered on the pegs. That's the right thing to call that. There we go. And it looks like there's approximately 4 more ships. So the one DLC ship in the first game's there. We now have a shuttle there, which is brand new for this game. And then it looks like probably 4 more things are going to stack up over the course of the game, if I can find them or purchase them. We'll see how that goes. Alright, one last thing to do, which is to finish those damn emails so we can move on. I'm cramming this all into one episode so we can just move on to the next ship, the next planet next episode. Because we could spend a lot of time... We could spend a lot of episodes, if this was a different game, in a different playthrough, just trying to go through the Citadel and Normandy. Armor from your fans. From Joker. Hey, Commander, we've got a shipment of armor delivered on the Normandy. It's from a group of Alliance soldiers who used to be stationed at Rhode Island. Don't know how they found us. They left a note that just says, "You'll need this more than we do." The armor's called a Reckoner Knight or something. You can check it out on the equipment locker. Man, those arm spikes look like they could take out an eye. Joker. Valkyrie Assault Rifle, from Edie. The N7 Valkyrie Assault Rifle is issued to every new Alliance recruit and a standard issue among ground forces. Alliance telemetry shows the weapon displays excellent efficiency in combat. Since the Normandy is now an Alliance vessel, I was able to requisition a number of these rifles for use among crew. You will find them in the weapons lockers. Edie. The Argus Rifle. Argus rifles receive more positive ratings than any other assault rifle in polls of law enforcement agencies. I have reviewed the statistical data collected by these agencies and believe their recommendations to be sound. A shipment of Argus rifles has been delivered to the weapons lockers should you wish to test them for yourself. Edie. ANN Alert, new article, Quarian Fleet. From Alliance News Network Information Partners. By Ruxius Rileyus, ANN contributor. Citadel. Where is the Quarian fleet? The latest intelligence shows that the Reapers are taking system after system at a feverish pace. Members of all races are fleeing their stations, colonies, and in some cases their homeworlds. This kind of forced exodus might seem especially familiar to the nomadic Quarians, who were pushed off their homeworld by the synthetic Geth centuries ago. But as the galaxy pushes back against the Reapers, the Quarians are conspicuously absent. Turian and Alliance spokespeople cannot provide the fleet's current location. They say they have other concerns at the moment. Whatever the Quarians are up to, they want it kept secret from the Council. After a refueling stop at Ilium, the fleet left no stated destination, and there are also reports of a galaxy-wide call for all young adult Quarians to abandon their pilgrimage and rejoin the fleet. Greedy and short-sighted powers will always try to gain the upper hand in times of galactic crisis. We can only hope that whatever the Quarians are planning does not interfere with the only things that should matter, stopping the Reapers. Read Ruxius Rylas' regular column, View of the Empire, exclusively on ANN. So the question as to whether or not the Quarians are going to properly help against the Reapers, kind of up in the air. There's no reason to think that they're going to be greedy and work against our overall interests, though, necessarily. They're not going to try to gain power and subvert us in a time of war. That's not how the Quarians really seem to work. And frankly, they can't. There's just not that many Quarians, so they're not going to take over or anything like that. It's just they're being kind of stupid and focusing on the wrong thing when they shouldn't be. You have an upgrade waiting. Dear Commander Shepard, some of the data you found allowed me to research an upgrade for you. Simply access the terminal at Dr. Sonia's office, your convenience, and you may choose how and when to implement it. Have a pleasant day, Glyph. So that's just going to show up from time to time, perhaps. Priority mission, Eden Prime. That's where this whole thing started. That's where we found the beacon at the beginning of the first game, where Nihilists and L. Jenkins both died. From Alliance Command. Commander, Cerberus has attacked Eden Prime and is now occupying the colony. Alliance forces are stretched too thin right now to attempt to liberate the colony, but we've been doing what we can to covertly aid the local resistance. In the process, we've learned that Cerberus has uncovered a major Prothean artifact. We don't know what it is, but it appears to be the reason for the attack on the colony. We need you to infiltrate the colony and recover the artifact. God damn it, Cerberus. You can't just let me keep that... Oh yeah, there's totally an arrow on the bottom of the screen, but this thing doesn't actually scroll. Weird. Alright, that's all the messages then. So one, apparently there's another artifact on Eden Prime for us to go after that we didn't find the first time around. But on top of that, somehow Cerberus is going after it again. So, well, not again, but Cerberus is attacking Eden Prime, so now we get to deal with the fact that Eden Prime is under attack again already, just having the worst track record for a colony. So we'll see. Next episode will probably go after the Cerberus lab and Eden Prime, and Palaven might be the episode after. We'll see how... I guess we'll see how long those take. Alright. Thanks for bearing with me. This was a big, long haul for the Citadel and Normandy, but I felt like it was worth cranking out in one episode. See you guys next time.